think of yourself primarily as a singer or as a poet?
Well, I think of myself more as a song and dance man, you know.
This singer-songwriter brought folk to the masses. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're taking a look at the life and career of Bob Dylan.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my soul. But don't think twice, it's alright.
Robert Allen Zimmerman was born on May 24, 1941, in Duluth, Minnesota. His interest in folk music began in university when he performed in coffee houses under the name Bob Dylan. After a move to New York City in 1961, Dylan's harmonica skills caught the attention of Columbia Records. His self-titled debut consisted mainly of folk and blues standards and sold poorly. However, Dylan's politically inspired sophomore effort, The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, highlighted his singing and songwriting abilities.
The answer, my friend, is a blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
As other performers recorded his songs, Dylan's international fame grew. His political beliefs developed as he joined the civil rights movement, and this was reflected on the top 20 album, The Times They Are A-Changin'. Disillusioned by the protest movements, he released Another Side of Bob Dylan a few months later.
These are all protest songs now, come on.
The lighter, more personal record was criticized by the folk scene that believed Dylan was moving towards a more folk rock pop style.
Oh, boom, God, that booing, I can't stand it. Oh my God, it's hard to get in tune when they're booing.
On both Bringing It All Back Home
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
and Highway 61 Revisited, Dylan coupled poetic lyrics with a rock and roll backing band.
You know something is happening here, but you don't know what is. Do you, Mr. John?
The latter featured the pop culture milestone Like a Rolling Stone, and is now considered one of the most influential albums of all time. The European tour that followed the blues rock double album Blonde on Blonde was his last for several years. A motorcycle accident led him to reclusiveness.
But what about the motorcycle as an image in your songwriting? You seem to like that.
Oh, we all like motorcycles to some degree.
I do.
1967's John Wesley Harding was notable for Dylan's return to traditional roots and acoustic music. 2 years later, he found success with the country record Nashville Skyline, which introduced the world to his softer singing style. Dylan then starred in the 1973 film Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Who are you?
That's a good question.
Its score featured several of his compositions, including the often covered Knockin' on Heaven's Door.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Dylan's next effort, 1974's Planet Waves, was his first #1 album. He resumed touring that year, and this resulted in the live album Before the Flood. Though it initially received mixed reviews, 1975's Blood on the Tracks is now considered one of his greatest albums.
He was standing on the side of the road, rain falling on his shoes. Heading out for the East Coast, Lord knows he paid some dues. Getting through, tangled up in blue.
The Rolling Thunder Revue came next, and this was a concert tour that featured numerous performers. Dylan then released the best-selling record Desire, which comprised lengthy, narrative-style songs. In 1978, Dylan directed and starred in the poorly reviewed film Ronaldo and Clara, embarked on a worldwide tour, and released Street Legal. Despite Jewish roots, Dylan embraced born-again Christianity at the end of the decade.
They may call you doctor, they may call you chief, but you'll have to serve somebody.
His evangelical beliefs were reflected in his next 3 records, including the Grammy-winning Slow Train Coming. He returned to recording non-religious material with 1983's Infidels. During the 1980s, several of Dylan's albums received mixed reviews. However, he found some success with the supergroup The Traveling Wilburys.
Well, it's alright. We're going to the end of the line.
And was critically praised for the 1989 record, Oh Mercy. He also toured with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and the Grateful Dead. In 1988, he began the Never Ending Tour, which continues to this day. The 1990 record, Under the Red Sky, was criticized for being overproduced, but he received more favorable reviews with the folk and blues sounds of the albums Good As I've Been to You and World Gone Wrong. He also achieved commercial success with the live compilation MTV Unplugged. After recovering from serious health problems, Dylan came out with the Grammy-winning record Time Out of Mind in 1997.
I'm sick of love. I wish I never met you.
He won his first Oscar in 2001 with the song Things Have Changed, which he wrote for the film soundtrack of Wonder Boys.
I used to care, but things have changed.
That same year, Dylan experimented with jazz, swing, and rockabilly on the well-received disc Love and Theft. In 2003, Dylan contributed to the tribute album Gotta Serve Somebody, the gospel songs of Bob Dylan, and co-wrote and starred in the film Masked and Anonymous.
Like this job, buddy. Ain't you gonna miss your best friend now?
His well-received 2004 autobiography, Chronicles Volume 1, was followed by the biographical documentary No Direction Home in 2005. After making his DJ debut in 2006, Dylan had another #1 record with the Grammy-winning Modern Times. The 2007 film biography, I'm Not There, featured numerous Dylan-inspired characters. 2 years later, the album Together Through Life made the 67-year-old Dylan the oldest artist to premiere at the top of the Billboard chart.
Down here lies nothing but the mountains of the past.
This was followed by the holiday charity effort Christmas in the Heart.
Who's got a big red cherry nose?
Santa's got a big red cherry nose.
Who laughs this way, ho, ho, ho?
Santa laughs this way, ho, ho, ho.
Bob Dylan is a musical icon who revolutionized pop music and became a spokesperson for the counterculture generation along the way. Thanks to his lyrics, music, and art, he is one of the 20th century's most influential personalities.
Out to the windy beach, far from the twisted reach of crazy sorrow.